And on the outside, well, yawning there, but I'm sure he's up for it. I've been watching in the last 5 minutes. Jamie Webb of England. European indoor silver, European indoor bronze. Hasn't quite fired, though, this season as he has in previous years. Charlie Hunter of Australia, they're very excited about him. NCAA champion indoors last year. Went out in the heats in the world indoors earlier this year, though. Khalid St. John, PB in Texas in April. The Antiguan. Hopefully he can be inspired by this big morning crowd, as will be the case for Alex Beddoes of the Cook Islands. PB in the heats last year. Now, Toshipo Teshite, 3 times a national champion, the South African. Made the semis in Doha, but was really disappointed to go out in the heats in Eugene. Elias Ngani, 26 years of age. What a PB, and he's not too far behind that in terms of his season's best. Low 144s at altitude in Nairobi. Inside the Kenyan, Denik Luke of Dominica, national record in Kingston, and that 148 plus bits. And on the inside, almost a home introduction on a blue track with the blue vest, Scotland's Guy Learmonth, 6th in Glasgow over the 800 metres. Semis in London at the Worlds, but not close to his PB of 144.7 yet this season. And this is tough. Only the first 2 guaranteed a place in Sunday's final. Ngani is the fastest in the field this year, with Teshite not too far behind him. Kenyan in 4, South African in 5. So a different dynamic to this race as they are going straight down to the final. Webb on the outside. Ngani of Kenya not really interested in this pace at the moment as they break down the back straight. Jamie Webb having a good look across. Learmonth of Scotland has just got himself boxed. And it's Teshite leading, the compact figure from South Africa, looking very comfortable at the front.
Well, as you say, Rob, this is a completely different dynamic when it's just the first 2 going straight to the final. The South African happy to take this one out, dwarfed by those following behind. We'll keep an eye on the splits here. Guy Learmonth in the mix with his man bun for Scotland. Let's go through the first 400 metres.
55.4 at the bell in this first of 3 heats for the 800, and now it's the NCAA indoor champion from last year, Charlie Hunter of Australia, taking it on. Webb's in a good position here, but he's had a hit-and-miss season by his own high standards. If he can strike from here, he's well placed. Exactly the same could be said for Learmonth. You can hardly see Teshite, but he's on the inside, and he's boxed at the moment. Hunter winding it up inside, 200 to go. Webb's face is a picture of concentration. And now comes Elias Ngani, who was 5th in the African Championships in Mauritius, trying to come wide on the outside. This is the best we've seen from Jamie Webb all season. The Englishman hanging on, so too Guy Learmonth. Watch for the Kenyan, but he can't get there. A brilliant run by the 2 home athletes. Jamie Webb through to the final, and so too Guy Learmonth, who, by the way, hadn't run inside 147 until today this season. Excellent work by the Englishman and the Scot. Ngani and Teshite, the Kenyan and the South African, will run out of it. Webb and Learmonth will be in the Commonwealth final on Sunday, and they are delighted.
Well, understandably so. Both have had hit-and-miss seasons, troubled seasons, not at their best, as you say. And Ngani, the Kenyan, made his move, didn't he? Let's not forget he's a 144 athlete this season. But Jamie Webb put his foot down, kind of Keely Hodgkinson style there, and just took off like an absolute rocket. Really good running by the English athlete and the Scottish athlete. Hunter, the Australian, was happy to lead it out with 200 metres to go. But watch Jamie Webb here. Hit the 200-metre point, would have had directions from his coach. And off he went. See a little bit of tussling behind as Ngani, the Kenyan, tried to get himself in a position. A glance across from Learmonth of Scotland on the right, who was boxed in at that point. But look at that, a little glance up, Rob, and off he goes. And brilliant qualification from the English athlete and from Learmonth of Scotland.
I was watching Jamie Webb all the way round quite intently, and he kept darting his eyes to the athlete who was leading on the inside. And stuck his tongue out there as he crossed the line. A little bit cheeky, but a bit of adrenaline flowing. He was fully focused on the job in hand there. It wasn't necessarily easy for him starting on the outside, but he showed really good tactical awareness and composure. Limmeth was having to work a little bit. It's not fast. 1:48. Yeah, there's the tongue. 1:48.8 to 1:49.15. Obviously, you'd imagine they'd have to run a lot faster than that in the final, but you can only react to the way the tactics unfold in front of you, and that was a tough old race from which to qualify, and they've both done a really good job, despite coming in here undercooked by each of their respective high standards.
Yeah, middle distance races at major championships are all about the medals, and it's an absolute treat when you get the medals and fast times, which we've had obviously recently in the last couple of years. But that was a good move there by Learmonth. Look at that, got himself onto the shoulder of the Australian. A little bit of rocking and rolling from the Scottish athlete, but job done in tough qualifying conditions. A nice little rest up now for those two home nation athletes.
Jamie Webb and Guy Learmonth will be in the 800-metre final on Sunday. What a climax that will be to a fabulous 6 days of athletics. Ngaini and Tashite will have to wait and see, but with 1:49.5 and 49.8, I'm not sure the Kenyan or the South African will make it through for either of the non-automatic